Now, and let me share my screen, and so everyone can see the agenda and minutes. So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Oh, here is Natasha coming in. Hello, Natasha, if you can hear us. Oh, she's still connecting. Natasha, can you hear us? Oh, no.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, we've just started the meeting, so welcome. So we are now, we're recording at the moment. So this is welcome and apology. So welcome. So people know who I am and continue to be chair of TTHUF. We will just go along and just people introduce who they are and their position, whether you're a board member, what position you are, if you have a position on the board, and whether you're a member. So I'm starting to the top of my screen. Jeanette?
I'm Jeanette. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I'm a member of the organization.
Thank you, Jeanette. Thanks for joining. Tricia?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tricia, and I function as a trustee and treasurer.
Thank you, Tricia. Louise? Oh, Louise is on mute. We'll come back to Louise. Michelle? I know Michelle is multitasking.
Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle Niels-James, and I'm a committee member. Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay. Hi, Michelle. And Louise?
I'm a member of TTHUF.
Fantastic. Thank you, Louise. Tasha?
Hi, everyone. I am Natasha. I am the secretary and also a trustee member of TTHUF.
Lovely. Thanks, Tasha. Vashti?
Hi, I'm Vashti and one of the trustees. Thank you.
Thank you. And Susan?
Hi, guys. Good afternoon. I'm Susan and I'm a TTHUF member.
Right, lovely. Okay, so apologies. We have Shelley McCletchy has sent apologies, McCletchy holder. And I don't think I had any other apologies. Anyone else had any other apologies from any other member? No. Okay, so that's noted. So we move on to the next thing is declaration of interest, and we take a note based on what's on the agenda, or if anyone has any interest to declare that might impact their role and function in TTHUF. So does anyone have any new interest to declare?
Yes, Roger.
Yes, Tricia?
Right. So since the last members meeting and the last board meeting, I am now the UK rep coming out of the Trinidad and Tobago Association UK to the Trinbago Diaspora Outreach Network.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. So that will be noted. Tricia, anyone else? Any other new declarations?
I'm not sure if I declared this to the actual members. I know the board knows about it, but I'm also a member of TTA UK.
Okay.
Yeah, I am the corporate secretary.
Okay, well, good that I'm not sure the members knew, but we must thanks for declaring it here. Thank you. That's great. And Suzanne?
Oh, I have nothing to declare. It was just clap hands.
Oh, I see. Okay. 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 Fabulous. Anyone else to declare anything? No. Okay. Right. So the minutes of the previous meeting. So what I would say, Suzanne, you've got to leave early, haven't you? So we'll try and finish. You've got to leave at what, 2:45? Is that correct?
10 to 3.
10 to 3. So let's see how far we can go. So, okay, so minutes of the previous meeting. So apologies for their late arrival. They only arrived today. We will pick that up But so, you know, the idea is to try and get it to you as soon so you can have a review of it. And so we'll go through it. I've managed only a few minutes to go to look through it and pick up some corrections. If individuals think they would need more time because it really, you know, it wasn't really enough time to read them, fine. We can postpone this and let you do this in your own time, and we can make comments remotely. Would people like to do it that way? Suzanne is nodding. Anyone else?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Chair. Yeah.
Tricia, anyone else?
Yes.
I read it too.
Sorry, who said they read it?
I did, Jeanette.
Okay. One person read it, I read it, but I think I heard 3 people said they would like more time. And I think to be fair to everyone, we should honor that. So for the purpose of this meeting, if we say, if we can give members another week, would that be sufficient?
That's fair, Chair.
Okay, so if by next Sunday, you let me know any corrections, and we'll do this via the members chat for someone to update the new, I'll circulate the amended minutes, and once people are happy with the amended one, someone who is at this meeting, if they can adopt and second it. We'll do this remotely. Are people happy with it?
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so that's to be done remotely, and we'll work on, you know, improving the time scale we get you the draft minutes. So we will we'll come back to you on that. Okay, apologies again. So the next thing is my report. So each meeting I give what's called a chair report, just the key updates I give to members. So the first thing is about the pandemic. So we are still in the pandemic, but we know that, you know, there's in England a relaxation of the restrictions, and in fact, a lot of the other countries as well, including Trinidad and Tobago. However, we've continued to hold meetings remotely. We've seen no need to change that at the moment. We have no plans to meet face-to-face. Before the pandemic, we were meeting face-to-face at my organization's offices in Victoria. We have since moved during the pandemic, and we are now based in Stratford, right next to the Olympic Stadium. So it's going to be, we as a board will discuss this as how feasible that is for people anyway, but we've continued to meet remotely, and we've continued to conduct our business that way. So unless there's a demand to change that, that's what we've continued to do. However, up until last year, since we had formed the organization, the board met on a monthly basis, apart from August and December. But from last January, we're now meeting bi-monthly, so every other month. For primarily, the demand of work isn't as much as it was when we initially formed anyway. So we're going to see how this works. As long as we continue to govern ourselves properly, that's the key thing. Any questions on this element about the frequency of meetings and the time of how we meet? No?
No.
Okay. Next update is around the key communications and contacts with Trinidad and Tobago, including the Ministry of Health. So since the last members meeting, Tricia and I had a phone call with, or might have been before the last meeting, but anyway, since the last meeting, the High Commissioner, Vishnu Danpal, he gave us contact details, which was an agreement of 2 charitable organizations in Trinidad, because that was one of our goals, if people remember, to try and, as we haven't had the mileage with the statutory organizations, we said we'll try and make contact with voluntary and charitable organizations in Trinidad. So when Trisha and I discussed with Vishnu, he agreed and he got the details for the lead persons for the Diabetes Association of Trinidad and Tobago and the Cancer Society of Trinidad and Tobago. I sent emails to both of them. The Cancer Society, oh, Trisha may have left. The Cancer Society never responded to my emails, and the Diabetes Association did respond. And they've got a chair by the name of Andrew Danu. And he's a microbiologist, he's a biologist, I think. But he chairs the Diabetes Association. We had a very useful conversation. But what he suggested is, rather than try and liaise with all the separate organizations, they have another organization, which is a combination of all the voluntary organizations, called the Trinidad and Tobago Non-Communicable Diseases Alliance. And they sort of they're a body that represents all the charitable healthcare organizations, but also advises the government on policy. And he sent me 2 documents called their strategic plan to 2025, and also the Alliance advocacy agenda, which aims to have an NCD-free, a non-communicable disease-free TNT. So now what I suggest is, I mean, we shared it amongst the board. Does any member would like to read these documents? I haven't shared them as yet to the wider membership. But is there anyone who would like me to forward these documents to you and you would like to have a read? No? Okay, I'm not hearing, I'm not clamoring for hearing.
You can give us a breakdown of it, Roger.
Okay, so you just like a summary rather than the whole document.
Yeah,
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, right. Okay, I will try and do, well, not me alone, but maybe other board members. Trisha, do you want to say anything about what you looked at these documents?
You don't have to do it now.
That jumped out for me.
No, sorry. Let Trisha just say what she
I
okay.
Recall.
Sorry?
Yeah, I can't recall all the ins and outs. No, I'm just saying to Jeanette, I can't recall all the ins and outs of it. But the thing that jumped out for me is the unrealistic goal of having NCD free nation. That is just impossible. There's absolutely no way that anyone can achieve that. So that was one of the, and I made that comment to the board, and I that's what I recall at this time. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so the action is the board members will review the documents and summarize it for members. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, let me just, so I have a quick access to summarize. Okay, right, okay. Now, however, the thing about that though, we were supposed to have, Andrew and I were supposed to have a follow-up conversation. Now, we had a conversation in February and I've sent him at least 3 further WhatsApp messages. I've not had a response. So I don't know what that message, if he's getting them or if he's getting them and not responding. So it sort of reached a brick wall there. It sounded very positive during the conversation, but it's stalled. So I'll continue to follow up, but without engagement, we won't get very far, which is a shame. It's also a symptom of a lot of our dealings in organizations in Trinidad and Tobago. The sustainability seems to, it peters out, you know, there's initial interest, enthusiasm. I mean, we had that with the TTRNA, we had it with, you know, some of the strategic health authorities. It's a common pattern, and we might need to think, well, is it something we are doing wrong? Do we have the wrong people? Do we, you know, so it's just time and time again, it's almost like action replay, initial enthusiasm, and then it just reaches a natural dead end without building on it. So anyone has any views or comments on that? Is it our approach, or can we do something different?
Do you think it's because he suggested that you go to the bigger organization, why he hasn't responded personally?
Well, I don't know. He's part of the bigger organization.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm asking the question. Do you think there's someone else in the organization, the joint organization, that he thinks you should be approaching?
Well, I think he should tell me, not respond to my message.
I agree. I agree.
And Michelle?
Thank you. My comment is not specifically related to your communications with Andrew, but just general in terms of communication with organizations in Trinidad and Tobago. I think it goes back to what Tricia commented earlier about unrealistic expectations and goals from the wider organizations, not only the charitable organizations, but also the state-run facilities. I think there are lots of goals and objectives, but when it comes to implementation and action to achieve outcomes, I think that's the common thread. I believe the ethos of TTHUF is to have outcomes, to see things through. And I think in Trinidad and Tobago, it's not the common, and I know I'm generalizing here, but commonly it's not the goal to actually have an objective and then see it through with outcomes to the end and evaluation. And I think it's probably this is probably just the symptoms that we are seeing, because we've got objectives we want to achieve, we want to work together, we want to do A, B, C, and D. The enthusiasm on both sides is there, but when it comes to implementation and actions, I guess that's why we're seeing the stumbling block, because in terms of action and seeing things through is not the common thread in Trinidad and Tobago. I guess we just need to persist, knocking on the doors.
Agreed.
Oh, agreed. Yeah. Thank you, Michelle. But it does, I mean, it does add to frustration. I have to be honest and say, because, it's time and resources. We are all volunteers. And, even if it's to say, thank you for your message, I'm no longer interested, or, it's, but just not to, it's the not responding is the issue. You just don't know, and that is very common. Anyway, we'll continue to persist, but if anyone has any ideas how we can change how we do things, please let me know. Okay, so we're moving on now to the World Cancer Research Fund. So Tricia, do you want to summarize this, because this is one of your babies, really?
Okay, let's see. Right. So to date, we haven't progressed anything with WCRF, because what I had said is let's get Aura and her piece of work under the TTHUF umbrella. So we have that agreement with her, and then we start developing the next phase with WCRF. But, we're going to be looking at developing certain strands, etc. Yeah, so it's not that, I think it's just one of those things. So many things were happening with various individuals, and communication sort of, I suppose, faltered. But I think now that we're into a new financial year, and as you said, restrictions and so on have been lifted and so on, I think the approach is going to be a bit more concerted now.
Right. Okay. So as it says there, working with WCRF is still a work in progress. But the next item is where we want to put a bit of emphasis on. So Angel Bra is the brand. Oh, sorry, Suzanne.
Sorry, Roger. Just as you were coming to Angel Bra, I was just going to ask Tricia a quick question as to where we can buy the bras.
Okay, so if anybody, I don't know if there are any agents here, but I can certainly find out from Aura. And if it is that you are thinking about somebody back home, for example, it will be a very easy thing for Aura to get in contact with that individual, because she travels around Trinidad and Tobago. So it won't be that difficult to make that link so that she can actually meet that individual. Let's say, for example, they're in Sawa, for example, you know, and they can arrange, and she'll do the fitting, the assessment, whatever, and get the appropriate bra for that individual lady.
But okay, so thanks for that, Trisha. But just a quick question. What if you're someone who has not had a mastectomy or not living with cancer, for example? Let's say I wanted to purchase a bra. Would she fit?
Yes, she would. If you are in Trinidad, for example, you can be accommodated. It's not just for, you know, ladies on the cancer pathway. No.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so on that score then, Aura had expressed an interest of working with us, and we suggested, or she suggested, we do a memorandum of understanding, similar to what we have with the TTRNA. So I've started drafting this. So now Angel Bra is the brand name for the company Addis Life, and Aura, who is Trinbagonian, is like a representative of them. But the agreement will be with Aura. So I've only drafted it, finished it today, and sent it to Trisha for comments. I mean, Trisha will be leading on this. And the idea would be, if we can, as a charitable organization, identify needy individuals who require the prosthetic bras. Sorry, Susan, are you saying something? Or are you on, okay, you're on mute saying something to someone else. You know, we might be able to sponsor the bras to some individuals. So we need to do a bit of research, because I've found out from someone who is on the cancer pathway in Trinidad, who was on our webinar. For those, they call it for the prosthetic bras, which if they've had a mastectomy, which is a bra which they have a prosthesis they insert to appear on the outside, as if, you know, you can't tell basically they've had a mastectomy. They pay $2,700 Trinidad dollars each for one of them, a pair of them, which I think, Trisha, you agree is a costly sum of money for one pair of bra, yes?
Yes, it is. It is.
Right, but we don't know how much the Angel bras will be.
There'll be. I'm just going to say that in the on the agenda, but do you want me to say it here?
Yeah, say it here. Yeah.
Right. So if memory serves me right from the conversation I had with Aura, if we are going down the route of sponsoring, you know, the cost of the bras to a particular lady, we as an organization will be able to get it at cost price and not the retail price. And if memory serves me right, it was coming in probably around 1,500 TT dollars, but don't quote me. But from memory, it was coming in less than that 2,700.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So she would organize for TTHUF to pay at the wholesale price.
Yes, cost price.
Rather than the retail.
Retail, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we've got more on the agenda, but there's a lot of work for this for us to do, because it might be just a project for us. Because of course, if you're sponsoring a person, you may not want to sponsor one bra, because, you know, females will need more than one bra, and et cetera, et cetera. So our strategy would need to be developed if we agree. But I think as a charitable organization, and we have some funds, this could be a good cause. How we do it, we just need to develop how we do it. But I think the principle is a fair one. The cost is prohibitive for most women in Trinidad and Tobago. $2,700 is a lot of money for most people in Trinidad and Tobago. And and the whole issue about self-esteem and dignity and so on, you know, it will help to improve that if they can, you know, have garments that, you know, isn't so obvious that they've been, you know, affected by cancer, for example. So Trisha will say more on the agenda. That was just bit for my my bit on my chair's update. The CurryQ fundraiser is also on the agenda. There's the track change there, which I need to take out. We haven't confirmed as yet, but from my point of view, the venue we used the last time, we were still looking into having a CurryQ fundraiser in July, but there's so many things have changed. A, we haven't had one since 2019. B, the venue we used the last time, they are now going through new ownership and they've not been responding to my call, so I'm not sure they'll be available. B, Trisha has suggested that we reconsider the TTA UK venue, which is the venue we used for the first CurryQ in 2018. We know individuals had said it wasn't a suitable venue, but that's something for us to reconsider if we want to have an event. It's really up to the members. And then we have to think about things like the catering or the chef team we had the last time that isn't going to be available as it was. You know, people aren't able to dedicate the time and to do the things they did the last time. So Trisha, you've agreed to lead it, but do you want to say anything at this point about the fundraiser?
No, let's leave it for the agenda.
The agenda.
Item. Yeah.
Okay. Fabulous. Okay, and that's were my updates. That's why I still have a key question mark around the 16th of July, because we haven't really confirmed. I know we're in April now, but we just need to confirm which road we will go down. And then the next meeting will be the AGM, the 20th of November. Any questions on any of this I've said of my update?
Roger.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes,
Go ahead,
Susan. Oh, sorry, Natasha.
Okay. Yeah, I actually was looking at venues for you as well. And I spoke to Michaeline and she said it would be available if you needed to use it. But you just have to give her advance notice.
Right.
The date. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Oh, Susan.
Yes, sorry, Roger, and to everyone. I'll be away during that time. I'm actually at home, so I'll be away for this function.
Okay, I see. No worries. You will be in the sunshine enjoying yourself, Susan. That's cool. Sorry, Trisha, did you want to say something? No, I don't think Trisha wants.
No, it's my feed seems to be a bit weak this afternoon. Sorry.
Okay. Right. Okay. So that's it for my update. We do go back to the agenda. So we've got the other, the fundraising activities and the other Angel Brand WC on the agenda. But now we move to the next item, which is the financial update. And Trisha as our treasurer. So Trisha, I have got the monthly updates I've got October, December, January, and February. Is that correct? I don't think I have March.
No, it hasn't been presented to the board as yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is I think, yeah, so this is December's. So do you want to, then I'll do January and then February. So do you want to talk to December's?
All right. So everyone, what I have done is just use this very simple template to be able to demonstrate and show the our income, what's actually in our account. So starting with the opening balance on the first of the month, and then under the different categories, what has actually come into the account during that month. So very simply, at the beginning of December, we had an opening balance, we had an opening balance of £8,513.13. And if you look on the left-hand side on the income, you can see we had a total of £95 coming in membership fees. We had £9.25. This is the standing donation from a member, comes out of her salary every month, I think it is, and it goes under the gift aid program. So every month we get that fixed sum of money. We didn't get anything in non-gift aid donations. We didn't have any income from fundraising events, and no other income came in. So our total income in December was £104.75. On the expenses, we had no expenses at all during December. So we closed on the 31st of December with a total of £8,617.88. Yeah.
Okay.
Over to you, Roger. Next one.
Yes.
Please.
So this is January's.
Right, and then started the new year, the new month, so what I have explained to the board, because of how the bank does its updating, what you will notice when we close on the last day of the month, that's that total. But then when we reopen on the first of the month, you will see it jump by £5. Yeah. That as a member's membership fee comes in, and when the bank actually allocates that to our account. So what I said to the board is, instead of trying to keep the start with the total that we closed with, I go with what is on the bank statement. Because for me, anyone auditing our accounts, it will follow what the bank has provided. But it's very clear that that £5 is accounted for when you look at the statement in the new month. I hope that makes sense to everyone. So on the 1st of January this year, our opening balance stood at £8,622.88. On the income, you can see what came in there under the different categories. We had a total income of £493.96. On the expenses, again, we had nothing outgoing. So we closed on the 31st of January with a total of £9,111.84.
So just to comment, Tricia, this was the month when we got the 3,900 and sorry,
394.
390
from gift
from
aid.
the gift aid, and I think it's significant because it's the first time we got that, and it was 25% of all those who had declared they wanted their donation, their membership fees or any donations towards gift aid, and it's basically 25%. I would call it free money, because I don't know who is Hallway P Smart 2019. I'm going to admit them to see who they are, because I don't see a name, but let me just check it's a member.
Might be Kurt.
Oh, hello. Who's just, I can see a face. No, that's not Kurt. Is that Rosalind? No, Rosamond. It's Rosamond.
Yes, I'm joined. Sorry for being late.
Okay, hi Rosamond. Okay, fine. We are on the Tricia's Treasurer's update. Carry on,
Okay.
Tricia.
Okay, so we closed on the 31st of January with that total you can see at the bottom. And if we go to February.
So this is February now.
Right.
No, sorry, that's
the beginning of January. That's the top there.
This one, yeah.
Right. So as I explained, you know, that £5 when it comes in, when the bank allocates it to our account, etc. So you can see that the opening balance here now has jumped by £5, but that £5 is accounted for within this report in the membership fees. So our total income for the month of January came up to £69.75. And if we, Roger, can you scroll down for me? I can't get it to move. Yeah. Again, on the expenses, we just haven't had any outgoing things from the account. So we closed on the 28th of February with a total of £9,181.59 in the account. As I said to the chair, the presentation for March and April will be presented at the May board meeting. And if a quarterly report, I think a quarterly report will be then due, that will also be presented. So when we have our next members meeting, all of that will be presented to you as members so that you're quite clear where we are with the account status, etc. Are there any questions or comments, please?
No questions? Well, if no questions, thank you, Tricia. As people can see, we've continued to do well, but we haven't had any expenditure, and we need to start thinking about how we utilize our charitable funds wisely. And this is one of the reasons why things like donating the bras to women in need, you know, will be something that's very rewarding, but also we can use to continue to raise funds for. If we can have a number of women who we can demonstrate we are sponsoring this for, this will be something that, you know, we will be, I think will be very beneficial to those individuals who, due to lack of income, are unable to afford these bras, which are necessary for themselves, their self-esteem, their dignity, etc. Okay, if no questions, Tricia's financial report. Thank you, Tricia, for that. We'll move on then to the next. So the next item is working with WCRF, which Tricia, you've really said. Did you want to say any more? You've already said when I did the chair's update.
Okay, it's just, I mean, once we get that ball rolling, it's really appealing to our members here to also participate in events, whether they be webinars. At the moment, WCRF is putting on cook-along sessions online. So if people are interested in that, or they have friends or family or whomever who they think will benefit from, you know, cancer-focused, in inverted commas, menus and dishes and so on, please let me know. I can send you the link. They can tune in, you know, and become part of that community as well. So there are other things that as TTHUF members, we can begin to get involved in or just be aware of and share, you know, whilst we continue building that official link and collaboration with WCRF.
Okay, thank you, Tricia. Any questions with Tricia on WCRF and working with them? No.
I wouldn't mind the link.
Okay, that's fine. I'll put it in when the next session they have coming up. I'll put it in the members chat.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
Thank you. Okay, Tricia, working with Aura and Angel Bra, what further you would like to say about this issue?
Okay, so once Aura is very excited to start working with us. She is doing really good work in Trinidad from what I can gather from the newspaper articles and so on that I've seen. I was in Tobago last month. Unfortunately, we didn't get that chance to link up, although we were on the island at the same time. She is certainly building up her network amongst you know, different women's groups, etc. So it's just a case of us getting this MOU all sorted. I have asked her to start looking at her current clientele and start doing a bit of vetting where she would be able to identify the really needy women amongst the clientele, and even in who's not even yet a client of hers, but may have attended one of the sessions that she has put on. And that way we begin to build our database, you know, of the women who we as a charity would then be targeting to, you know, sponsor a bra or two for them. And I think that gesture is going to go a very long way, because as you said, Roger, I mean, to find almost $3,000, let's call it $3,000 to pay for one bra, you know, that is a big ask of anyone, regardless of your, you know, whatever your income may be. And I know a lot of women will actually appreciate such a gesture, to have something so important to them being sponsored. And if we can actually get this off the ground, it will be, I think, a huge feather in our cap. It will be a big tick for TTHUF. So hopefully we will, we're now we're in April. So I am hoping that by June, we can, you know, begin doing, you know, actually sponsoring, because by then the MOU should be signed and agreed and everything, and Aura already able to identify at least 2 ladies who we can sponsor and have that down for note.
Great stuff. Yes, I think, well, from my point of view, I think, you know, as an organization, we should also be excited to work in this manner and do something this practical, you know. We've seen when we helped the stranded nationals, how doing those practical things as a charity, how they can not just benefit the individuals, but also help build the credibility of the organization. That's what we're here for. We're here to help, you know, as a charity. That's what we're here for. We've raised some money since we started with £0 to what we have now. Now we can try and help and try and keep building and demonstrating that we are here to help. So great. So yes, let's get it off the ground. We will have to have checks and balances in place. Trisha, you will be leading on this, but of course, yes, you know, we just like when we had the stranded nationals, we had a little, like a selection meeting, and you just have to have that sort of robust way so that it doesn't end up going pear-shaped and you have recriminations and arguments about who gets and who doesn't get, etc., etc. But we, you know, I'm sure we'll work something out.
Yes, agreed.
Okay. Any questions for Trisha on working with Aura and Angel Bra? Okay, thank you. So we're moving on. And now, Suzanne, I'm mindful. Now, is this a natural point? Because we'll probably be in transit talking about, which is essentially the curry queue activity. Trisha is going to give the update. Do you want to say anything before you go, Suzanne?
No, so I think you and I have spoken outside of the meeting so that I can get the items that I promised to you as soon as possible so that we can start to raffle them.
Yes.
They can again bring in some monies to, to fund, well, to help fund the curry queue.
Yes, so just to say quickly before Suzanne goes, Suzanne has some unused items unopened, which she is donating to the organization, which we can use to raffle, which thank you, Suzanne. We just need to negotiate a time when to collect them, when either Suzanne will be in Southwest London or I can, you know, make arrangements to collect them. Once we collect them, we'll go through and we'll do a raffle. So a raffle is on the cards to raise funds at some point once we can organize collecting the items from Suzanne.
I just had a thought, Roger. You said you're working in Stratford. Do you drive into Stratford or are you on public transport?
I'm a home worker, so I hardly ever go to Stratford. But when I do go to Stratford, I would never drive into Stratford.
Okay.
No, I would take the train. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm just down the road from Stratford.
Are you just down the road from Stratford? No, work-wise, you and I will talk outside and we'll
Yeah.
try and negotiate something, how we can collect them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you're off now, yeah?
Yes, I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
Thanks,
Okay,
everyone.
then.
Bye.
Thanks for joining.
Bye, Suzanne.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. So Suzanne left at 2:45. So, right. So the curry queue, Trisha has decided to lead. And I've talked about the venue. Tasha and Trisha has just said that the TTHUF venue is available. Trisha, what would you like to say further on this with regards to the curry queue?
Well, at the moment, I have not confirmed with Chef Hassan because I'm still waiting for us to decide are we going ahead or not and where, because all of this, you know, is information that he would need. You know, where does he have to go, what time, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, it's just waiting for that. As you indicated earlier, and you put it in the report, it is a venue that is available if people want to consider the pros and cons and make a decision, that's fine. If it is an outright no, that's also fine. I would also ask members if they can think of another suitable venue that is close enough, you know, for public transport, whatever can accommodate and what have you, then please do put the suggestion forward, because we will need a venue to be able to bring this off. But people would have to, or are encouraged to make suggestions, and those suggestions would need to come in, I would say, very quickly, because if you notice, as the restrictions have been relaxed, more and more activities are popping up. People are really wanting to get out and enjoy themselves, etc. So, you know, we need to bear that in mind as well. We may have a date, but then we may find that venues that we could consider are not available because they're already booked up.
Right. The only other thing is for me, and I'll ask others for questions at the moment. Yeah, so far, the two curry queues we had, of course, the chefs volunteered their time gratefully. Now, Chef Hassan is a paid service. Do we know what is his rate?
No, I don't know what it is. I don't know what is his rate. That will depend on what items to be cooked and what quantity would also determine that. I mean, he's mindful that, you know, it is a charity. So, you know, I don't expect that it would be anything exorbitant. And then we would need to decide, are we, for example, going to provide the ingredients? So at least that cost is not in his costing, or are we saying, you know, we want, let's say, for example, we want 100 portions of whatever vegetarian dish, and you're expected to, you know, provide the ingredients, and that will be included. You know, we have those options. We do have those options, but as I said, I'm waiting for a decision to be made before taking it up further with him.
Okay, so I'm going to turn to the experts, and two of our chefs are on the call, and hear what their views are. Michelle, what's your view? Can you hear me, Michelle?
Yes, I can.
What's your view on what was just talked about, the curry queue at the association house, and that paying Hassan to cater for us, even partially?
I understand the sports ground, you're having some challenges in communicating with them. If the association house is available, we know it's probably isn't the ideal in terms of disabled access, but we've used it before, and I guess and we know how much it's going to cost. The kitchen size is fairly, it's workable. We've used it. I guess if we're using their just need to let people know about the disability access. I think it's an option. It's a venue that we can work with. And as Trisha said, you know, places are being booked fairly quickly. What I could say in terms of Hassan, I can't comment because obviously we need to know what his cost is, his fee for the day, whether it's by the hour or if it's for the whole day. What I can say in terms of me as an individual, cooking on the day, unfortunately, I had an accident in January, and at the moment I'm unable to commit. I have a shoulder injury, and I'm unable to commit at the moment to say, yes, I will be able to cook on the day, but I will be available to provide any assistance I can that if my shoulder, you know, permits. In terms of, I guess, what Hassan will be able to do, I don't know if he will be able to provide, cook all the foods on the day, including the roti and the curry. I don't know. I guess maybe that's a conversation we probably need to have with him prior to the event to see whether or not we can commit to it in terms of cost.
I can tell you he won't do the roti.
He would not.
He won't do the roti. No, he won't do the roti. Because initially when we spoke on the board, it was more about the vegetarian dishes. If we couldn't get volunteers within, you know, our membership and supporters, and the chicken.
Okay.
Those were the items really that he would be concentrating on.
Okay.
Okay. One of the only comments I have is I'm not sure how cost effective it will be if we need to purchase the roti as a charity, what the profit margin will be, how cost effective that will be. So that's probably something that needs to be looked into before a decision is made.
Okay.
If you're getting it from the factory, it's quite cheap actually coming from the factory, and there are other roti makers that I've become aware of. If you are doing, you know, a bulk order, you do get it at quite a reasonable price, is my understanding. But as you said, it is something to be explored further so that we have the exact figures to make the right comparisons. Yes.
Yeah, I think if you can get it at a reduced cost for a charity event, yeah, look into it.
So, okay, thank you, Michelle. And Vashti, what's your take on it? You were also part of the catering team. Is Vashti still with us? She left us.
I am here.
Yes, Vashti, what's your view?
Well, it's similar to Michelle because we need to know what is Hassan's cost. Because yes, and is it cost effective to purchase the roti from the factory? And we need to know the cost because none of us can make roti if Michelle cannot make the roti because
can't make roti, Vashti? Not
to sell, no. Okay. Unfortunately, no one will come to your barbecue next year or buy your roti.
Okay.
And so it's all depend on that. And venue-wise, I don't know, but there is a big church just off Hanger Lane that it is probably bigger than the football club, the church. Indoors, it's could hold a couple of hundred people, and they've got big grounds outside where you can put up sheds. And it is of disability can go in.
Okay.
And it's just 5 minutes walk from Hanger Lane. It is parallel to the A406.
Okay.
But it is obviously far out, whereas North London is probably more in.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So I don't know.
So how, okay, well, you have the contact details for that church venue, Vashti?
Yes, I can go round to the church and get the number and ring up the priest.
Oh, what do people think of Hanger Lane in terms of, do you think people will go to an event at Hanger Lane? For those who know where Hanger Lane is sort of northwest London, isn't it?
And it's further out.
Yeah, or do people think that's just so far out, it's not worth it?
The A406 is so troublesome. It's always a busy road.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. It's always a busy road. So who think it's off-putting to have an event there? Just let's take the temperature of us who are here. If we use us as a micro society of our 100 people, who wouldn't go to an event because of it being around Hanger Lane?
I mean, obviously I would support anyway, but I think it's a bit far out, to be
Okay.
honest. Because I live Southeast London, so it's a bit far out.
Okay. Anyone else? Jeanette, that's up by your side, Jeanette, I think.
No, not more my side. It's further out.
Or is it? Okay. Who else?
I just think it depends on the transport, how people can get there.
Yes. Does this place have parking, Vashti?
Yes, it's weekends, it's residential area, there is parking.
No, in the venue itself, or is it on the roads by the venue?
It's on the road because in the church compound itself, it's lawn, so you can only park 2 cars probably. They wouldn't want to be parking on the lawn.
Okay. Right. Is this worth investigating? Lisa, I know you joined us late. What is your view, Lisa?
Lisa? It's Hanger Lane is okay for me. It's not an issue at all. But I think the long and short of it is if you're interested and you want to do it, you will find yourself there and do what you have to do.
Right. Okay. Anyone else has any strong views either way, for or against?
What Natasha think and Trisha?
Yes.
Isn't there, does Hanger Lane have a tube station? Not that I use it,
Yes.
But there's a tube station there.
Yes. And that's what you were saying, Vashti. It's 5 minutes from the tube station.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, for me, it's just that A46. I hate that piece of road.
Yes,
that's
it's
the
not.
only thing.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But I mean, if it is as Vashti described it, and it's coming in at a good price, and the hours that we can use it suitable for us, etc. Then of course let's get more information about it. We don't discount it.
Yes.
For me, it's the A46. That's the first thing I do. A46 Hanger Lane. Ugh.
Yeah, it's not a nice road. And
no.
Tasha, what's your view?
My only views would be the cost of the venue. You just have to compare the costs.
Yes. Okay, I think that's fair enough. So Vashti, can you get the number and send it to me? I'll give them a ring and find out.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll pop around to the church this evening and get the number from the board.
Oh, okay, fabulous. And I'll ring them this week. Fabulous. So it's still on, and because the thing is, Trisha and everyone else, we can decide what we want Hassan to do, and we don't have to ask him to do everything, and how much it'll cost for him to do that. Vashti, are you going to be part of the catering team this year? Are you going to do your pakoras?
Yes, I can do the pakoras, I can do the rice, I can do the dal.
Okay.
Things like that, but I can't. I wish I could make roti to sell to people, but I can't.
Okay, no, but that's still good. So Trisha, why don't we now? Leonard isn't here, but he did say he would do the bus up shut. Is it bus up shut? He did.
Yeah.
So Tasha, do you want to ask him if he's available to do Bishop Shot for us this year?
Oh, Philip? Yeah, that's fine. I'll ask him because I know it's a summer and I don't know if he's going away yet.
Okay.
But
okay.
I will ask him. Actually, I'm going to message him now.
Okay. So let's see. So this week we're going to make we'll get all the information. We're going to make a decision soon. We'll communicate board-wise remotely. Once I ring the church, we're going to see if it's the cost. We're going to make a decision between the church and the TTHUF. And we have Vashti helping out in the kitchen. We'll find out about Leonard, if he can do bus of shot. And we can just do a menu based on, so we don't have to do everything basically. We know Michelle can't do the thing she would have done before. So even if we just did, even if we had to do an event that we bought the roti, we had Vashti's bit, we had bus of shot, and we had Hassan doing the veg to go with this, like the chana and whatever, and we said we are catering for 100 people, can't we plan an event like that? What do people think? Not hearing. Yeah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Michelle, you raised your hand.
I did. I am unable to make the roti, but I can assist with doing some of the curries. I could be a sous chef. So if anyone wants to do the vegetable curries, I can assist with that. But I wouldn't be able to do the roti.
Okay, fine. So that can be something we ask Hassan to do. And what
if that would help, if it would help reduce cost.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so Trisha, you and I can pick up after. I think we're going to start this week. Time is going with us. So let's get cracking with the venue, confirm that. I think we draw up something to ask Hassan to do, give us a cost for X, Y, and Z, and we stick to that for X number of people on X number of dates. The venue might need just confirming, because this I'll probably need to go and see that venue and all of that. You know, I know what the association can offer, but we can't make a decision unless, you know, we go and see it ourselves. So I'll be working on the venue, but Trisha, can't you work with a range of things to say to Hassan, this is what we like you to do for this number of people, and can you tell us how much that'll cost?
Then I have to get the menu agreed. I mean, I can draw up a menu and get it. Once I get that agreed, and I know who is volunteering to do what, so it's what doesn't have a volunteer's name against it, that we would be looking to him to assist us with.
But what
minus the dietary, then yes, I can take that forward.
Okay, because I think we just
no, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So Vashti, can you?
My screen is frozen.
I can hear you, Trisha. Vashti, can you send in the board chat the things you can do at the curriculum?
Okay.
And Michelle, if you let me know, Michelle, I will put it in the board chat so Trisha can have access to it rather than send it in the members chat. So is that okay, Michelle?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you'll have Vashti and you'll have Michelle and Leonard. Tasha, if you let us know if he's available to do Bishop Shot. And then once we know that, Trisha.
Are we looking at the 16th, you said, or around that?
16th of July, yes.
Okay, thanks. I text him already. I'm just putting in the date now.
It's still not confirmed, but that's the date we want to work with. Because, of course, if we decide on the church venue, it would depend if the church is available on the 16th, but then we might then go with the association. So if he's free, A, does he want to help us, number one? And B, we're looking at a provisional date of 16th of July.
Yeah,
okay?
I'm texting now.
Okay. And then Trisha, I think we come up with something that even if it's limited, it's just something to get us back doing something. I don't think we have to do a broad menu. We just stick with something. We'll have some pakoras. We might have some, you know, we'll buy the dal puri. We'll have some chana, pumpkin, you know. I think we just don't go grand as we tried to go last time, cater for 100 people and say, this is what we would like you to do, Hassan. So how is that, Trisha? Oh, maybe Trisha is gone because she comes and goes. Okay, so anything else? We have some work to do if we're going to get this off in July. So hopefully this week, by May, we should know what we're doing. So we'll have June, July, a couple of months to plan this off properly. Trisha, are you back with us? No, okay. So I'm setting a target by middle of May. We know exactly whether the curry queue is on or not. So in the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks, I will say, we know we have enough information to plan this. So we have a couple of months to plan it properly, do the invites and so on and so forth. Okay, now we've lost Trisha, so I will carry on. Any other things anyone else wants to say about the curry queue? No. Okay, so the final thing then is contact with Trisha. Are you back? Oh.
Yes, I'm back now. I don't know what was going on. Sorry.
No, we ended by saying we're going to set the target by the middle of May. We should have all the information to agree to the curry queue, to give us a couple of months to plan it all. So Vashti is going to send what she's going to do in the board chat. Michelle will give to me and I'm going to put it in the board chat. And then Tasha will confirm with Leonard whether he can help us. I'm going to ring, Vashti will send me the church details. I'm going to ring them this week. There's a lot of activity over the next couple of weeks. And what I suggest is you draw up a list based on the information for Hassan to do essentially the veg and the chicken.
Yeah.
And are you able to do the goat or are you not able to do the goat?
Yeah, remember I said I would do the goat. If I would have done the chicken, but it would just be too much for me.
No, I think it's
too much. The chicken.
Yeah.
It'd be too much. There is somebody I can ask if they can do the chicken.
Okay.
Let me find out if this person can do the chicken for us.
Okay.
Failing that. This is what I'm saying. Sorry?
Do you think Alison would be able to do the chicken for us? She did it the first year for you guys.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know is what I really should say. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I will ask this person if they can. And if they can't, I'll try Alison.
Michelle, I've seen your hand. I'll come to you in a minute. Trisha, this isn't the person from the last curriculum who then couldn't come on the day, is it?
No.
Okay. Right. Okay. Michelle?
Thank you. I was just about to say I will ask our friend Natty to see if he can do the curry chicken as well. Trisha. So
okay.
Both of us could look and see if we get someone who can support.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, then once I get that, it's just the balance that we'll,
okay. If we get the chicken and we get Vashti's contributions, whatever Michelle can do, then Hassan will just be doing the veg, the potato and chana and, you know, pumpkin and the stuff to go with the dal puri, basically. Yes, Trisha?
Yes, that's what we had said, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And we do have money to pay for ingredients, so to me, I think we should do that. It's just his time to, you know, he'll tell us what ingredients we want, and he either buys it and we reimburse him or something like that. You know how our funds operate. He gives us the invoice and we pay for it. Okay, so let's go. So by middle of May, we're going to decide, but at the moment, I would say we're 75% looking towards having the event. We're more positive of having it now than we were before the meeting. Rosamond.
Yes. Are we having rice this year? Or is it just the roti this time?
That's a good question.
Must have rice, because we have people who are gluten intolerant, etc. So we must, that's always on the menu.
Okay, well then we would need to identify someone to do that.
She said she can do rice.
Okay, okay.
Do the rice, but if I remember, last time only about 6 people bought rice.
Only about 60 people.
Yes.
Okay. Right. No, good point, Vashti, but we will have it available. The demand was definitely for the roti and basab shad.
Yes, that's where the demand was.
Must have rice on the menu.
But we will have it. We will have it. But you're right.
I was going to, if you don't mind, I would donate some brown rice. I can do other type of rice as well, because I think the last time I felt that one of my customers had said they felt the rice kind of melted. You know, so I thought I thought that this year, if you don't mind, I can volunteer some brown rice.
Or you mean it was like basmati rice or something?
I don't know what they, because she felt that the rice was it looked like plentiful, but she felt that it just wasn't I don't know. It wasn't. It
wasn't plentiful. Oh, it wasn't.
It was basmati rice.
But it's basmati rice you're going to do. It is basmati rice you're going to use.
But I think Rosamond is suggesting brown rice.
Yeah, we can do brown basmati rice as well. Sainsbury's does brown basmati rice, or I can buy from wherever else you want me to buy it from. Okay. But I'm just offering to donate some rice to whomever.
Okay, well, we won't refuse donations. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll have the donation and we'll have someone to cook it. It'll be available. I think, Trisha, let's come up with not too much an ambitious menu, but something we can live with. It's going to be our first event since the pandemic. Let's not extend ourselves, and let's just get people getting back to come back to support our event. Yeah.
Good idea.
Good. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. So, right. So forward to the information, Vashti and Tasha and all of that. And as I said, by middle of May, we'll confirm and we can start putting invitations out and getting people. No, I'll certainly, once we confirm, I'll get people to attend and support our event. Right. Okay. So the next thing is contact with TNT organization. Now, I don't have any much more to say about this because I said that in my chair's report. We know the challenges this is providing, you know, we have initial contact with them and then it just sort of peters out. And this is not a full-time job for me or anyone else anyway. So it's when I have the time. So I will continue, but right now our emphasis, so for example, I know Mark Allen from the Ministry of Health, he was supposed to get back to me with a database of women who've had mastectomies, but he hasn't, and I haven't been able to chase him, and I've only just realized that. So it's these sort of things that it falls off the radar, and you know the enthusiasm wanes. But right now, our emphasis is developing this memorandum of understanding with Aura Gordon, so we can donate prosthetic bras to women who've had mastectomies in Trinidad and Tobago. That's our one main focus. All the other things, if they happen, they happen. But this is the one thing we want to say. This year, we've been able to, if it's even to sponsor 2 bras to 1 woman in Trinidad and Tobago. By the end, when we do our report, we want to say we've been able to do that. Anything else is a bonus. Does anyone have any view of that, on that, what I've just said?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Right. Okay. So I know people have had connection problems, etc., but I think we've got through quite a bit today, and we are more working towards now having a curricula and having this understanding for the bras. And I think as a small charity, I think those are, we have to make baby steps right now. We don't have the resources to be making giant steps. So let's go through and see if the final agenda item is any other business. Vashti, any other business from you?
No.
Thank you. Michelle, any other business?
No, not yet.
Okay. Trisha, any other business?
No.
Oh, Rosamond, any other business?
No.
Lisa?
No,
Jeanette? Jeanette, any other business? I know Jeanette comes in and out, but okay.
No.
Okay, great.
No.
Louise, any other business? Louise is on mute, can't hear her. And Tasha, any other business?
Oh, not at the moment, no.
Okay. Now, just to say, Lisa, Jeanette, and everyone else, if we agree to have the curricula, which, as I said, we're 75% there, we will need volunteers, as we did last time, to help out on the day. So we will be asking all the members, not just yourself, if you can help us in serving or doing something. Of course, the chefs will be cooking, but they can't do everything, of course.
Yes, of course. Yeah, to help.
Fantastic, Lisa. That's great news. So we'll confirm if we're going along, and let's see if we can have a small event that we manage to get back on the fundraising trail. That would be great. So we have that. We have trying to get the items from Suzanne to do a raffle at some point this year as well. That's another thing. And then we have the donations of the prosthetic bras to women in Trinidad and Tobago. As a small charity, I think that's about it for us, really. Let's try and not overextend ourselves. The curricula, we know how it went the last time. Let's scale it back a bit. The pandemic has happened. As I said, I am more in favor of just a small event that, you know, people get what they order. We don't extend ourselves. We're not all exhausted by the end of the day. And, you know, we just get the footfall back through, and then we can look to build on for next year. Did I cover everyone? Did everyone say what they needed to say today?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Lovely. Well, listen, thank you. The date and time of next meeting. So it's said to be confirmed there because, in fact, if we have the curricula in July, the next meeting would be the AGM in November. The only reason I said to be confirmed is if we didn't have a curricula, we would have an update meeting then. So if there's no other business, thank you so much. We'll finish early now. Thank you so much for your time. But let's see if we can pull off this curricula now. Vashti, I'm waiting on your info. And yeah, it was great to see and hear you all today. Continue to keep safe, and I will talk to you all soon.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Take care, all.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.